definitely do not have to be on site. But there has to be a causal connection between things that you said and violence. Could be other things, but for the sake of this argument, violence was done. So I believe, actually, send all your cards and letters to me. Don't harass Yehuda and Eugene with what I'm about to say. I think there's a very strong likelihood that Trump and people like Roger Stone and Rudy Giuliani would have been convicted in a jury trial of inciting the insurrection on January 6th. Don't know that for sure. We'll never know because all those cases got squashed. But I think I think the evidence would have shown them tied sufficiently to the violence that was committed, including, statements that the president at that time made in his rally, that clearly, I mean, some of the J6ers testified to it. In their trial, their defense was the commander in chief told me to do it. Now that's not a legal defense, but this was definitely the mindset of a lot of those people. And by the way, for the record, before everybody starts writing, commenting on my timeline, there were a bunch of January 6ers who were overcharged, who probably should never have spent any time in jail. And guess what happened? The system fixed it. All of those people that made that claim had a fair judicial process about those claims, and charges were dismissed, and people were let out of jail. I'm not talking about the Trump pardons. I'm talking about the court system of the United States that supposedly is so biased and so left wing. A judge in the District of Columbia ordered those people released. That's how the system works. So I don't know how much of your question that answers, Sharon, but there, once your speech can be causally connected to violence, you're not off the hook because of the First Amendment.
It does answer it because when you have an umbrella organization like QAD, where you have 80 pro-pally groups underneath it, and you're the spokesperson for it, and you're promoting things, that doesn't make you, quote, the mediator. But that's how it's reported in the press, and that's how it's repeated. So someone who very much can be linked, as a student and as you've already graduated, what are you doing for work? Could very much be linked to it. Isn't even, he's kind of considered a hero.
And thanks you to Eugene, everybody. But just to that last point, Sharon, I don't know if people remember this. I said it at the time, like in November of 2023 and all through 2024. If you're in the United States on a student visa, then you can be deported for merely saying hate speech. I'm actually shocked that this administration hasn't done more of that. I wasn't so surprised that the last one didn't, but I'm not sure. Maybe they kicked that one guy out, Sharon. I'm not sure, but I don't think they've enforced that anywhere close to what I thought they were going to. You don't have a student visa in the United States is a privilege, and you don't have all the rights of the U.S. Constitution. You just don't. That's the law. So sorry, I got to go to dinner, guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Brian. All right, uh, nurse Annie.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I'm talking to you from Germany, and first of all, I want to send you my deep compassion to all of you who were affected by the terrible attack in Sydney today. I was brought to tears when I saw this brave man who disarmed the attacker. And Bonny Beach is for me, since the Olympics in Sydney, a place of joy and sun and happiness. And it's deeply, deeply, deeply touching that this happened to the Jewish community who wanted to celebrate. I wanted to talk to Brian and Yvette, both are gone, regarding the First Amendment in the USA and the free speech in Germany. I'm 64 years old and I grew up in the 70s with a lot of old Nazi people, Nazi people who grew older, and the propaganda, the Nazi propaganda behind closed doors was heavily alive. And it started in the 70s, nurtured by the GDR and Russian influence, to come to the surface and spread, especially amongst youngsters. And also, we had Germany is traditionally very heavy influenced by Russian propaganda since 1917. And we also had in the 70s a lot of terror attacks in Germany towards civilians, towards American and German soldiers. The whole life in the 70s was overshadowed by terror attacks. And we also watched very closely, as Germans, the terror attacks in Israel from the Palestinian movement under Arafat. And our terrorists, especially the far left terrorists, called RAF in Germany, were very closely connected to the Palestinian terrorists and were trained in Lebanon and elsewhere in the Arab countries. And we watched very closely, and there was no one day, maybe Yvette doesn't know it because she's too young to have watched it by herself. There was nearly no one day that from Israel we had not the news that a new bus was bombed or people killed or people kidnapped or all atrocities you can imagine. And I'm a very, very strong advocate for our laws towards anti-Semitism in Germany and in nearly whole of Europe, but in Germany, surely the strongest ones, because I see the spread of propaganda, Nazi propaganda, especially from the United States, which is very astonishing for me, coming back to Germany in such a mass in the ears and eyes of a younger generation, which is very, not very, but less educated about German history than my generation was. We knew everything about the growing power of the Nazi movement, and we, whoever knew it, rejected it wholeheartedly, and we also discussed very much with the older generation. The last Holocaust denier in Germany, it was an old woman from the Rudolf Steiner movement, and she died with 96 years a few months ago, and young people sat before her, and she was like a prophet to them. And she said, it never happened, never did Germans kill as much Jews, you know, the whole Holocaust denial. And I'm very happy that our government, each party is committed to these laws. Overall, we have free speech in every other regard. You can call the Catholic Church the child raping sect. You can give a picture in a comedy paper with the Pope Benedict with shitty pants and so on, and no one will stop you. It's similar to USA, but in regard to the Jewish people, in regard to Israel, it's no joke in Germany, and I very, very much support that. And the propaganda from J.D. Vance and the MAGA movement is laughable, absolutely laughable in regard to Europe or the European Union. We can talk as we like, wherever we want. We can write, we can speak, we can do what we want, but not in regard to Holocaust denial, to even some of our Arab immigrants who are marching the streets with their from the river to the sea are, for my opinion, too much tolerated, But the mainstream population is very strongly supporting these laws. And I hope in the younger generation, the awareness will live on and they will stay with it. Thank you for letting me speak.
No, thank you. I appreciate your perspective. All right, so Yehuda's asleep. Brian's at dinner. If you want to come up and you want to talk about Yehuda and say things about him, I'd be more than happy to bring you up and allow that. Um, yeah, this guy, man. So, does anybody have anything else to add? If you would like to come up, just raise your hand. I'll bring you up. Um, oh, hi. Go ahead, Rich.
Hey, thanks for having me up. I just had a few thoughts on freedom of speech and moderation. In this area, the details really do matter. The American system is a little bit different than most European systems in that, um, like for the English system, for example, causing offense can be constituted as a crime, where in the American system, simply being insulted by what someone says is not. And I think that is a really important detail. Because if you, for example, what was mentioned before, when you simply charge someone for a speech that you don't like, even if the court system eventually exonerates them, you have damaged their life in a very meaningful way. And you have to be very careful in whether it's moderation or through the legal system to decide very carefully what is dangerous speech and what isn't. I think the concept of offensive speech as as violence is a very dangerous one, because if you repress someone just based on the principle that you're offended, that will build in the system. I'd use AFD as an example. It's do I agree with everything they're saying? No, but there's a very real reason why they have grown in popularity. And I think the major reason is because what people want to say is not being allowed to be said, instead of engaging in a battle of ideas with those people and fighting it out regardless of offense, if that makes sense. So those are just my thoughts on that.
So, I really love my country and I really love my free speech, right? Like that is one of the precious things I hold about this country. I've heard some of the most outrageous things in this country. I've heard some of the strangest most bizarre things in this country, but we have the right to say it, right? Um, and I stand by that. Here's the thing. I know that, I'm getting old and things change, but when I was young, when I was a boy, like all these words existed, we just didn't say them, right? Like like I grew when I was growing up, there was those people over there that said stuff like that. You didn't associate with them, right? And they were just they were known to, like, for whatever reason, they resided in that hateful side of nature. And perhaps we as society, I don't know, like, do we have the ability to have an effect on this? I think we do. I think that why I do
Like,
spaces that I demand respect in.
I mean, I'd use the example of Daryl Davis, in America, um, black jazz musician engaging with Ku Klux Klan members and just talking with them. And he's gotten a lot of people to, reject those ideas through dialogue. And it's not uh, just berating them. It's actually engaging with their views. And if you do it in the right way, it can be successful. Um, but if you're just, you know, repressing someone through the legal system or just going straight to, oh, you must be a Nazi, that is a great way to entrench people in their views and on their side. And um, that that goes to let people say what they want to say. If it's dumb, well, then we can have a conversation about why it's dumb. But simply using the legal system to, you know, to repress what might be misguided views, but there's always a kernel in there of why people think what they think, and it's important to shed light on that so that you can engage with it. And I think that is a very big difference between how speech is moderated in Europe versus the U.S. And in my opinion, the U.S. way is better.
I agree. I do agree with you with that. Like uh, I don't think the government should be suppressing our speech at all. Like that's part of our constitution, right? Like, and that's not a negotiating thing with me. Just like, my Second Amendment rights, right? Like we have these rights here in this country, and they've worked very well, thank you. It's, how we as society, it's up to it. Like, that's the great thing our founding fathers left up to us as a people. What's okay with you and what's not. You have the ability to do that. And I do agree with you. Like, ideas are why we are a better country, is because we have this huge pot of ideas, from people from all over the world thrown in together with these ideas, and we tend to come up with some pretty brilliant solutions because of it, right? Like that is a great thing about this nation, in my opinion. Okay, David, go ahead. David, are you there? Warm Flash? David Warm?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Hello?
Yeah,
One
go
sec.
ahead. David, are you there?
Hi. Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm at a gymnastics meet with my kid and I have to keep logging out whenever he just vaulted. I had to record him. Okay, but I'm in now. So my perspective on
Well,
this. So
if he's flying over your head, just stop with us and
yeah,
get
no,
footing.
I got him. I got the vault. He did a really nice laid out Sukahara, really. So anyway, I am really getting like blasted from both sides about the extremism because I'm always trying to do this nice, nuanced, historical perspective. And so, uh, if I'm in a space or something when that happens, it doesn't happen too much in real life. So it'll be something like if I am with if there's like the anti-Zionists or even just the people who don't like Israel. If I'll say, well, Israel has to defend itself, it's doing exactly what the Allies did during World War II, I'll get you Zio baby killer. And then if I'm with certain Jewish groups, there are some spaces that's got like some, you know, very like even Kahanist type views. And if something like this, like what happened in Australia, okay, and talking about, well, it's just it's extremist Muslims and all. If you bring up something like, well, it's been rotating over the centuries, like it's not a constant thing that in every time and place that Islam is the most, let's say, the religion whose civilization has the most violence in it. It happens with all the religions, right? And I'll bring up something like the convivencia in Spain for a few centuries. It was a very tolerant kind of Islam, and you had Muslims and Christians and Jews are working together. There was a time a little beyond that, a little later than that, in the Middle Ages. There was a Jewish general in a Muslim army.
David,
So
David, it's not all religions. Okay, you will not see a guy with yarmulke shouting Baruch Hashem and stabbing people. There is only one
except
religion.
Baruch Goldstein
Listen,
several years ago. But
you found one in a century,
yeah,
not every 2 days. Okay,
yeah, I agree with that.
You cannot say that. Okay, and when he did this, but when Baruch Goldstein did that, he didn't say Baruch Hashem. He did say he didn't do it because of religion. He did it
But
because
Christianity has a very long history of
yes,
violence,
like
including
2,000
against
years
Jews.
ago, not today.
And if you add it all up over the centuries, it's more from Christianity
It's
than
not
from Islam.
today. Something that happens in the time of the
today,
dinosaurs, you cannot bring it to today's time.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that Islam is like somehow
It's a human sacrifice.
in a different category
They
that it's only going to happen.
Listen, they actually say, God told me to kill you. I need to sacrifice you to my God, and then he stabs you.
Yeah, but most of them just want to live their lives, just like we want to live our lives. It's really always a fraction, whatever group is doing it. So now, we have to. I mean, we have to have good communication, and we have to have the normal people in every group have to get together and win out. It's it's there's no perfect solution.
It's not everybody not all people are the same. It's not. We are not the same. It's a different kind of people. They say that God told them to do what they do. It's not rational. When religion is not rational, if God say to you, jump from a building, you will jump from the building because you believe that it's God told you to do that. This is what they do. It's not because they hate you. It's not because they are terrorists. It's because they have instructions how to live and how to make you die.
There's Muslims in the IDF. There are Muslims who not like that at all.
There are like two of them.
Well, yeah, it's a little more than two, but there's it's if there's even one, it proves that
Muslims.
they don't all need to be like that.
David, it's not about Muslims. The problem is not Muslims. You will always, even if a million of them will attack you, you will say, yeah, but one of them stayed at home, he was sick. No, it's not about Muslims. Okay, it's about the religion. The religion says to all of us to keep the Shabbat. The fact that not all of us keep the Shabbat, you cannot say, yeah, it's only few of them keep it. No, the instructions are for everybody.
Everybody with organized religion, it's never about what the documents of the religion say, because you could take any of these any of these rules and regulation of any religion, you can pick whichever ones you want. David, and they always cherry pick.
David, why doesn't it happen in another religion? Why only Muslims
It does happen in other.
why only Muslims misinterpreted, doesn't understand the word of God that is in Arabic? You are saying that they don't know Arabic. The book is misspelled or something. Only in there with this problem.
It
Why?
happens. The problem is organized religion overall. Organized religion is a really bad thing for humanity. Islam is one of the two biggest ones. Islam and Christianity, those are the biggest ones. So you have the most people involved, billions of people. So Christianity has a violent history, and so does Islam have a violent
They
history.
have
But there's so many of them
a
that
history of
you have good
violence.
people too.
Muslims have a present of violence. It's not a history. It's now.
It's now and for several centuries. And if you go back 1,000 years or more,
Let's
1,500
go
years,
back a
the
million years.
Christians
I
were
don't care what
worse at the
happened with the
time.
dinosaurs.
Not the dinosaurs. This is
The
actual
last
history of
100 years, there's
the
only
last
one
2,000 years.
There's only one religion that actually demands human sacrifice. There's only one of them. Only one. Even if you take the most satanic cult, when they don't do this stuff to go around and run in and take innocent people and kill them for their God. Nobody does that. Only one religion.
That's what's winning out right now in Islam. But you have, you also have signs of emerging Arab Zionism among the yuppie people of the United Arab Emirates. I mean, there are signs that it won't always be that way. That it's billions of people. So the key is
I
for
don't
any
care about the
religion, the
people.
people should
If the
not.
problem is too
The
big,
people have to
listen what you are
stop
saying.
taking their religion so
What you are,
seriously, whichever religion
David,
it
what
is.
you are saying, the problem is too big. Let's not address it. Okay? It's too
No,
big. We cannot solve it.
it
Let's not speak about it.
is all needs moderation. Any religion that's not moderated can get you into trouble.
The only people
And
that can moderate a
historically,
religion is the people of that religion. And the only reason that
yeah,
they
but
will change the
you're right,
religion,
yeah.
it's if they die. Okay, if they don't die, they will kill you.
But the ones who don't take their religion so seriously, they are the moderate ones. They tend to be the
I
ones who
don't
don't
care.
do this.
Instructions are for
You're,
all of them to kill you. Oh, if somebody, if even listen, you cannot change the words of God. If it's written in 1,000 years from now, somebody will take a
actually,
knife and
sure
kill
you
you.
can. Yeah, we did that. Our ancestors did that all the time. We have some really ugly rules in the
Because we
Torah, but
die,
they
they
didn't
don't die.
apply them. But the rabbis in the Middle Ages, they went through them and they decided that we're going to moderate it. We're going to
For
make this
survival.
more
The only
realistic
reason
and
that you do that is
applicable
David.
to contemporary life.
David,
So
the only reason that you will do that is for surviving. This is the rule in the book in the Tanakh. You need to survive. Okay, so you will change the rule. You will not keep the Shabbat because you need to survive, not because anything
yeah,
else, just to survive.
yes, pikuach nefesh. But what they did, the rabbis in the Roman period and then the Middle Ages, they rationalized it. They intellectualized it to the point that the Iron Age rules were not really applied.
What I'm
Like
trying to
a
say
lot of
is that
things that would get the death penalty,
Muslims,
they found a way to around the death
Muslims,
penalty so that they would hardly ever
Muslim.
apply the death
Okay,
penalty
Islam.
when the rabbis were in charge.
Muslims,
It was like,
David, Muslims don't have the fear of somebody that kills them, so they can need to change nothing over there.
but there have been
Nothing.
examples in history of Muslim societies that did moderate, that didn't take their own rules that
When their
seriously.
brothers kill them,
And
they kill
they're
each other
Muslims
all
like
the
that
time.
today too. Look at Azerbaijan. In Azerbaijan, they don't have, they're using a lot of the mosques for like
You need to understand
dance
something.
celebrations.
Listen, you have to understand something. Muslims don't like Islam. They don't like it. most of the countries are not religious. What? The
Yeah.
people that are religious, the people that do want to become a terrorist and kill everybody, people in those countries will not want them near them. They will kick them to your country, and you will accept them because you will think, oh, he ran away from there. He came to my
I don't want to
country because
accept them.
he wants to be like me. No, he doesn't want to be like you. He wants to kill you and rape your woman.
I'm not in favor of accepting them. I'm just saying that all oral organized religions have this potential for violence and for war, and historically they have. And the reason why we see a lot of it through history in Islam and Christianity is because those are the biggest ones. Those took over huge segments of humanity, whereas others like Judaism, it's a tiny number of people. So we didn't have that. We never had to, run the whole world, and we were caught in the middle of the Christians and the Muslims fighting each other. Um,
David, it's not
so
something that you can rationalize. It's not. It's a word of God. God told them to do that. It's not because nothing, not because of war,
yeah,
not because they hate you, not because you stole their land. It's because this is the instructions.
it's why religion should fizzle out eventually. It's not good for humanity.
Hey
Organized
guys,
religion is not a healthy thing
is
for
it okay if I
humans.
interject here? Because like I think the to center the conversation on the title of the space is what Western governments can do to react to this situation, right? I just feel like this is a conversation that's going to like get out of control in terms of more
Yeah, my
religious
only point was we need
space.
to be,
Yeah,
rational and centrist and not extreme. And um, I don't know why Utsuli, it's
What do
like
you mean
just
extreme? Explain, extreme.
got I just I don't know where our co-hosts have gone, but like I'm trying to help like mitigate this getting out of control into something other than what people are coming in here for. So I guess I'm taking the wheel here. Is there specific things that we are talking about in terms of what Western governments can do to mitigate these latest occurrences? And I'm sorry to interrupt.
whatever Western governments could do to discourage extremism would be helpful, and to encourage moderation.
You know, the earlier speaker talked about Daryl Davis, who was a guy who just decided, black man decided to just go talk to KKK leaders and get to know them to the point where he was able to go to their ceremonies and have discussions with them and take pictures with them and become part of like the community with them, just to like disperse their undermine, not to undermine, but basically like just draw a contrast to their um, extremism and to make them human again and make them think about what being human was with him. And not many, but here's the thing I have is like, how many people know in America know about the story of Daryl Davis? Not, it's not a known thing in the populace. Um, it's a fascinating story. Um, but that's the thing. That's the difference. That's the thing that I'm talking about is um, the ability to have free speech versus the ability to amplify and drown out free speech as a result, if that makes sense. I just appreciate the fact somebody brought up Dale Davis. It's a phenomenal reference, if that makes sense. And look him up. Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's see. We haven't heard from Marty yet. Go ahead, Marty.
Thank you for the opportunity. Hello, everyone. I'm Marty. I'm from Sydney, Australia. And we are having a very sad day in our town. And we are very upset about what happened, but about what government could do about it. We have been warning this government or any other governments that you need to control the extremism in any way or shape. and I'm all about moderation, but unfortunately, the lack of knowledge about the extremism and the thinking of, hey, we are all equal. Let's give everyone same opportunity and a fair go to everyone, which I'm all about it. But this is not the case. I reckon the lack of knowledge about the religion and not listening to the people of the same faith that who would cause that. A lot of people talking about, yeah, there are good Muslim, and I'm not against it. There are good Muslims, there are good people, good and bad everywhere. But um, when a religion has some factions of it or uh, interpreting what's in there and on there for whatever reason they have, and oh, my prophet fought these people and I'm hating them without any reason or whatever reason it is. Governments needs to look into it a bit. They need to be firm about it, to be honest. We've been letting people come to our country unvetted. We've been not checking people properly, to be honest. And there was a movie, I don't know if you guys seen it, says Seen No Evil. This movie, the original one, has the final scene. It says the couple is killing like another couple. And the guy asks, why? Why are you killing us? He goes, because you let me. So this is exactly what's happening. Right after October 7, we had people on the street and celebrating about the 7 October 7 and also shouting all these terrorism propaganda in our streets. And we kept saying to the government, hey, this is not right. Oh, we said gas the Jews. No, we didn't say gas the Jews. Sorry, my language. We said fuck the Jews. Mate, it's the same thing. What are you talking about? No, they didn't say gas the Jews. Whatever they said, it was wrong. And not long after that, they let thousands of people take on the streets, burning our flags, doing all that nonsense. Our governments let them, and they think, oh, let's be kind. Let's open our arms to everyone. If somebody doesn't deserve it, if someone comes with the hate in their heart, if someone is being grow up, like if he's born by the whole hate of this group of people, you can't just say, you know what, he'll be all right. He might do something good. No, mate, he won't. And then the same people come here. We send them to they go into these camps and classes, and we know they are being taught propaganda. We don't stop them. And they even put it on their website. They put it in their social media. Oh, we had this student. We saw that. Oh, they're not teaching. My point is, we need to listen to the leaders of those. A lot of Muslim leaders here warned our government, and our government didn't listen. They thought if we say, they more and more say, no, don't say that. It's Islamophobia. No, don't say that. I'm a bloody Muslim. What are you talking about? What are you saying? I'm warning you. People are doing the wrong thing. I'm the leader of these Muslim people. No, don't say that. So my point is, as long as we're going to follow these nonsense, I'll call them. Hey, yes, human rights, great. These we love Americans because of what they do with being a nationalist, and they got all these amendments, First Amendment. These are all great, but for someone who respects them, you can't just cherry pick them. Say, oh, this is my First Amendment, and then you start, spitting all the nonsense and hate because it's my First Amendment. Or, hey, my Second Amendment, but so now I can start shooting everyone. My point is, we need to check people. Not everyone is compatible with a lifestyle. Not everyone is, their allegiance is not with us. We give them citizenship. I've been asking so many people ever since, hey, if there is a war between this country and the country you came from, which side are you going to take? Without a pause, without a single doubt. Yes, oh, we're going to go with our
You
country.
are
I'm
in a
like,
war. You are in a war now. You just don't know it.
that's very true. No, we are. No, no, actually, I know it. I know it. That's why we are here. That's why we're trying to win that war. A war started, you know, you will see who's behind it. Don't you think there's all these people going to Qatar? What's going on? It's like you say, it's a war. They're taking sides. They're picking people. They're paying for people to do things. There is a war. That's what I'm saying. Their allegiance is not with us. So we need to be more careful. Our governments need to listen more to people, and we're not all hating each other. No, we actually care about. We came to this country because with democracy and all that. But look what happened in the past 20 years. It's just gone to downhill. And if this happened, I'm telling you, we are very sad. I cried last night. It's not even a riot. I mean, 15 people died, children. You should watch the videos, like kids laying down. They don't know even why they're laying down. It's very sad. And thank you guys for the opportunity for me. Let me talk. I had a lot to say and appreciate it. I just say, let's talk to government and tell them to listen to us a bit more than they do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Marty, and our hearts are with you, and many blessings, brother. Frenchie, go ahead.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, I'm from Britain or England, as you like to call it. So apologies if my mic sounds pretty rubbish. Yeah. Firstly,
We always calling it Londonistan,
oh
or
no,
this will be the new Palestine.
I live in Derby, man. We call it Barbados here, the Caribbean of the East Midlands. Anyway, firstly, I wanted to say my most heartfelt love to all the people of Australia for what.
Oh, did we lose you?
No, no, hopefully not. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
there you are.
I said so. Yeah, firstly, my utmost heartfelt love to all the people in Australia for the horrifying scenes. Obviously, it's horrific wherever you see these things happen. And I can remember traveling around Europe just after the Paris attacks, and that was pretty heartbreaking as well at the same time. I think.
Uh-oh. What's going on
Yeah.
here?
No, you can't hear him.
Yeah, we keep losing you.
Just need
Frenchie
to have
from
a lot less of an interventionist policy, particularly in the countries where a lot of these people are getting harmed.
is he going in and out for you guys, or is it just me?
No, yeah, okay, it's him.
Okay. So we'll I'm gonna yeah. Mayday, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My condolences to the people and their families in Australia. It's really upsetting. And I heard from my Jewish friends, some of them were saying that this is becoming common and they're like a little bit becoming insensitive to it, which is really upsetting to hear, but that's another topic. What I wanted to say is that in terms of what governments can do, there's a lot that they can do. In these circumstances, they cannot be nice about things. They cannot allow, in my opinion, they cannot allow demonstration of Muslims and Islam to go on within cities. This is how they find each other. Through mosques. Mosques should be controlled by the government, should be visited, should be regulated with from the like by the government.
Ban them. Ban them. It's a
Ban
military.
yeah, that's ideal,
It's a
but
military base. It's not.
absolutely,
We don't go over there. It's
I'm
a military.
Iranian. Look, I'm Iranian. I know exactly what mosques are. I know what when they come to the street and start praying, what that means. Like my voice is shaking right now because of all the things that I've seen growing up. What I'm saying is that I know the government is not going to ban them because they're going to see backlash from the people, and there's a lot of them here. What I'm saying is that ban anything that demonstrates that within the public, ban them from showing their religion and finding each other within the public. I don't know how many of you guys go to downtown in your cities or go to university or libraries within your cities, but there's a lot of people wearing keffiyeh. That's a sign that says I'm on the team of like whatever Palestinian what's it called, the Palestinian cause or whatever they call it, or like the laptops that have the Palestinian flags on it. These are signs that they can find each other. I've been to universities in Canada, and I cannot tell you how much they have grown in terms of population and how visible they have become among the public. This is, for me, I feel scared to talk in front of them. And I think it in terms of in terms of showing signs of being within that or following that cause, these signs should be stopped.
Thank you, Mayday. Nurse, you're next.
Thank you. Eugene, I understand very good that you are cherishing the First Amendment in the US, but for my opinion, with the whole propaganda tools which are available today, especially for rich people, and when I'm thinking of the Brexit propaganda and the consequences the EU and Great Britain had to suffer, I think it's a critical thing to for governments to take care of foreign propaganda, and maybe in some cases. Maybe you can restrict private firms who do it, or something like that, because the spreading of misinformation and disinformation and the propaganda to get especially young people into these rabbit holes is really dangerous for our societies, I think. And we have such a lot of mental unstable people around us, whether they come from the Arab countries, they are everywhere. I don't know the real part of every society, but I guess between 5 to 10% of the population are not very stable or drug addicted or something like that. And I think this stochastic terrorism is more spreading around us with those influencers from the internet. And I think the governments should really think which voice they want to support. Not, I don't think it's like government censorship. It's like caring for people in your society which are weak or compromised through mental illness or something like that. I think of it as a responsibility of governments to look who are the bad actors and to limit or stop them. Thank you.
Yeah, there is a line with national security, right? Like we as citizens deserve the right to uh, be free, to move with freedom in our country without needing to be worried about people that don't like our country. I think that should be true for any country. Go ahead, Mayday.
Yeah, just one more thing I wanted to mention. There's something that's extremely overlooked by the West is that, yes, there's a lot of peaceful Muslims across the globe, but there's a common code among Muslims that not a lot of people who were not raised in those societies are aware of. Even if you are a peaceful Muslim and another extremist Muslim does something, even if you're not agreeing with it, you don't talk against them. And that's very common among Muslims. That's why you don't see all of like these, I don't know, 80% of this 20 billion or 2 billion Muslims that are across the globe. You don't see them talking against the Muslims that are doing these extremist acts. So you can't necessarily say, oh, they're peaceful, they don't do anything, so we shouldn't like look at them with the same eye. Yes, that is correct, but they still do not do their part to go against what we call extremism, and that I think should not be overlooked.
They actually will help the terrorists. They will say the way that they help them is by saying, you see, I'm a peaceful Muslim, everybody's peaceful like me. Not everybody is terrorist and I'm the only one that is peaceful.
Yeah, they say this is not the real Islam. We are doing the real Islam.
Yeah,
But the
this is
reality is, in Iran, we have a saying, this Islam, that Islam, and every other Islam, you can shove it up there. But like, I don't want to be impolite about that, but that's just us Iranians that say that, not other, like, other people don't need to believe in that or say that.
okay. I want to say that something that I forgot. Now I remember. The reason that they attack in Australia, it's because they always do the same. People show support because they say, okay, they are very violent. Let's say that we are for them and against the Jews because the Jews will not kill us. It's okay to speak against the Jews. So they will speak against Israel, and then all the Muslims will say, oh, they like us, let's go over there. And then all the Muslims will come to Australia, and then the Australians will suffer. The same happened in England and in New York and every other place that supported them. Whenever they see support, they go over there, and all the terror starts over there.
Go ahead, Nina.
Oh, hey Eugene. I don't know if like I'm sorry, and I don't know if I agree with you there. But I forgot your name.
Hamas killer.
Yeah, and I totally forgot my whole point now. Oh yeah, Eugene, I wanted to ask you, and actually Stella, she's still there. Did you get a chance to speak to and to apologize what you wanted to do earlier? Stella still here?
I am. He left, and so
Yeah.
I apologized on the purple pill or whatever it's called.
But you know what? But you know what? I like honestly like because I know you and like I would love to catch up sometime and to hear like what exactly why you were screaming as you as you were just to say that and yeah, what I was going to ask Eugene, do you think there's any point, and I just tried to suggest that earlier, to do like a sort of a debate where someone very very independent, very how can I say that? Because I would normally not ever speak up in a space like this because like Islam and the whole I stay away from the conflict just because I don't know enough. Why would I be talking? But what I was thinking is if what I realize, when someone gets a chance to explain their point of view in a calm, and in a regulated fashion, it's usually a much better conversation. And it's like we do know that we have two point of views here, and we do know that we have to somehow, and I'm not talking like super extremist or anything, oh my god, no, but the general do you think it would make any sense to to just like imagine you take me like and like have every side explain it as much as they like to, but in a very simple way, so and that also other people would understand it. Does that make any sense? Can you follow me at all?
Yeah, no. So, like, yeah, I know I'm not hosting a space right now. I'm co-hosting, but when I host a space, I I I try to be as fair as possible, right, and listen to all sides. And I think that that's the secret is, if if people are respectful, right? And I'm a little sensitive with, I grew up a preacher's son, so I don't like to be preached at. But I do like we're having a conversation right now. I am not Muslim. I am not Jewish, right? Like I'm American, a preacher's son, and my real dad was Native American, right? Like I'm an American, right? So this is a conversation that I don't really have like I don't know, right? Like so I'm just listening and trying to be fair, listening to everybody. Unless you start like being very hateful to an entire race of people, I've got a problem with that.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I mean. And like I know you know that, and like I'm probably even a step further because you probably have a bit more in-depth general knowledge of the, and I would be even more naive in a way. But in A, we have like shit tons of people who understand nothing of this conflict, who would benefit from, if someone like me came and like ask real simple questions, give the so you agree then that it's like a good thing to have a neutral co-host there, for example. So that's great.
If
But do
if I
you
hate,
get getting to?
just a second.
Yeah.
If I hate Alice in Wonderland, do I hate a race of people that read it? Because the problem is not Muslims; it's the book. The book is the problem, not the people.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't work that easy. I'm afraid. But I know what you mean. But yeah, you do need to do it a bit more, from the ground, and like it's to have everyone, explain, see safely, without the other one, starting to yell at them and whatnot. To explain their real point of view. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm just making no sense. Anyway, was it 16 people by now that have died? That's like, oh, and I haven't because I was totally got dragged into something else for the past few hours. So awful. Anyway.
Well, thank you, Nina. Yeah, I do think that if we can have respectful conversations, we can learn from each other. We start yelling at each other, and I don't know. I have a hard time following, right? Like I can't hear, and I want to hear what everybody has to say. Stella, are you all right? I haven't looked down the purple pill. I have no idea what's going on down that. I'm going to tell Rob Reiner's story real quick. Some of you that know me know have been in solar for a lot of years now, and yeah, I ran into him at an international solar show. And I didn't really like I was just more like, oh my god. And we had a lot of like famous people that would show up for these things, but like for some reason the guy was just always a real dude to me. And there's that whole Hollywood world's a plastic world. There's very few that like escape that scathing. Anyways, I don't know, that just hit me kind of hard.
Yeah, I was just watching Spinal Tap on TCM 2 nights ago and cackling, and I've seen it a dozen times. But it was late at night, and I was just cackling, laughing so hard. I mean, he was such a great talent.
His
awful.
like his weird nerdiness came through on it, right? Like it was just
Yeah. And then all the other movies he's given the world, just great collective.
Wait,
Sad.
can you confirm? Sorry, can you confirm who we're speaking about? Because I don't think everyone.
Rob Reiner.
Oh, Reiner. Okay. I'm sorry.
Movie
The
director.
German doesn't know him. Yeah, I'm so sorry you hear that.
Gosh, so both him and his wife were stabbed? Is that what you were
Yes.
saying?
Yeah,
And
I've heard from people local that they're saying it might have been the son, and then there's other reports that it was maybe a Latino guy. So I don't know, like they're not releasing any of this information yet, but that's just kind of what I heard in the background.
yeah, so one of the things I'm really glad I'm not doing anymore, and it's trying to keep up with post news as it pops out, because one of the things that really frustrated me was when it came to the suspect, everybody was scrambling for their political side of, oh, it must have been, must have been a liberal, it must have been a mega. This is just, these
Oh,
things are
did he?
horrific.
He directed Stand By Me. Harry and Sally. Is that? I'm just looking him up.
Yeah.
And that was just like, but
That's
he's
correct.
like, it's completely unrelated to this, right? It's not because I can't see. What does it like?
I mean, I don't think it's related. I mean, he's what I guess we would call ethnically Jewish, but he wasn't practicing Jewish.
Wow.
Anyway, this is hard. And when I was hearing, listening to Fusilier talking earlier, and then Yehuda saying, that seeing all of you guys, personally impacted, makes it even harder. Honestly, it's stupid, but yeah. No, so you have to keep your grace now, Eugene.
December. This is not a good December, man.
You're right. It's not. I hate to say this. I almost hope it was his deranged son. Like, if he's deranged, I don't know. And not like somebody on the right or a Jewish hatred thing. I mean,
Yeah, I do too, because this is getting, yeah.
yeah,
I
the
do too.
right is awful. The comments they're making right now about a man who's been just murdered. But you know what? People, whatever. I don't think that I go online immediately when someone dies on the right, like when Charlie Kirk was murdered. I went, hold it, stop everything. Am I a liberal, or am I just gonna be nothing from now on? Because that shocked me. It was shocking, disgusting.
So
I don't celebrate, but people are celebrating right now, and it makes me sick.
I know everybody. A lot of people know me from doing the Democracy First space, but I am really an independent. Like, I have always been an independent and will always be an independent. I am very upfront. I don't like Trump, right? Like, I don't trust him. I don't like him, and that's who I am. Does that mean that I'm going to tell you all that my local congressman here? I voted for him. He's a friend of the family. He's a Republican. I know him very well. He voted to impeach Trump on the second impeachment, right? But I don't like cults, right? And
Hey,
this whole
Eugene,
thing in America has gotten very cultish.
I have to interrupt you for a second. Remember how
Yeah.
2 days ago Trump posted immediately, "We have the shooter, blah blah blah," in the Brown University killings? They've just released the man who was detained. So first of all, Trump went online and posted, "We have the shooter, everything's fine," when they hadn't caught this person. And now the person that they did catch hours after he posted that has been released. So once again, Captain Buffoon opens his mouth and he's wrong. Sorry.
Hey, can I
Can I
give my
jump in?
opinion?
Hold on just a
Yeah,
second.
sure.
Just so you know, they're saying now, like it's confirmed, I guess, that it was the son, Nick.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
that's awful.
I mean, that's bad, but I'm like, it's kind of a relief, to be honest.
Isn't it weird to
Considering
say that?
everything
But I
going
agree
on.
with you.
Yeah,
It's so
considering
weird to
everything
say
that's
it.
going on.
Yeah.
And that is horrible to say, to be honest. I feel bad that I said it. Well, yeah, retweet the space. I don't usually stay up this late doing a space, but Yehuda is snoring. You can retweet the space, and if you retweet it, quote retweet it, and say, "Come talk smack about Yehuda." That'll get everybody in here.
Don't be
You know
teasing
what I?
people now.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm literally. I think I hear much less than you, Eugene. I literally have that not death. But you know what I think on this? Like when people jump to conclusion, and like I'm gonna have to be careful how I say this, but I do think that and I saw this, when the Charlie Kirk thing happened. I saw, I felt like sometimes, the other side looks at, what the other side is doing, and they feel like, yeah, that's a great idea. They're right. And then, they have a kind of similar situation, and they apply the same rules. But, in their case, it's not justified. I don't even know how to say this. It's just like, they pretend. I sometimes feel like they pretend in those moments as if they would just be doing exactly what the Democrats, in example, would be doing, but the situation is like completely not comparable. Does that make any sense?
So
No.
yeah, I can make that real simple. My great grandfather used to say, "You lay down with dogs, you're gonna get fleas," right? And the point is if you're doing the same thing because the other side's doing it, you're all gonna keep getting the same results out of this thing, right? Both sides, right? And why I don't play in the political spectrum anymore, because it is not solving anything. Just be, who made the best meme against the other side, right? Like, it's not solving anything. This is
Yeah.
getting ridiculous at this point.
Where you can also watch that, like in the Ukraine war, it's like, the Ukrainians, naturally do like really cool stuff, and like, a few months later, you see something very, very similar on the Russian side. Sorry, I'm going to say it. Let's say it as it is, and it's like, they, they celebrated, because they thought they saw it previously at, where it happened at, in Ukraine, for example, just very, very superficially talking, and and it was great. It was great, but then they repeat it, copy it, and somewhere it's just like not the same result. Anyway, it's not the time for this now, I guess. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I just and this is nothing against people that make memes or videos, because I've made a lot of them over the years. I don't see it working anymore. I just that I think that I think the electoral. I think that voters are becoming more educated on
It's a
the
good
internet
point.
of things, right?
Good point,
There's a
yeah.
there's this I think going through these election cycles and watching this propaganda thing, it started with the Cambridge Analytics and how this has worked with social media, and I think people are starting to get pissed about it, right, on both sides, because nobody wants to be manipulated by some third party. And this country, America, has been severely manipulated by other countries. I'm not pointing the finger at any country. I'm just saying it has happened. We have plenty of reports now that this has happened and continues to happen. And if you look at, like, when they put the flags on everybody, I went through and I started doing a count with Grok of how many of these large accounts were foreign accounts, right? And it
Oh,
got the
did you?
number got
Yeah.
up there pretty high.
Oh, you have to
And
show me that one. Yeah.
these were all people that, like, they have major influential voices in politics in our country. And those aren't the ones that
Yes.
are actually by other countries being paid to influence in this country.
Imagine that. Yeah, no, maybe that's why I want to do. Why I want to put myself down. And because I know I don't have a secret agenda. I have no agenda whatsoever. You could call me whatever. And I'm certainly not a political expert. And maybe that's my whole point, because there is, for a fact, there is a lot of people who try and who just can't even follow the conversation. And and I think you recognize me that that I'm not an expert, but at least for once it's not manipulated. It's not trying to it's just like an essay to just try and does that make sense anyway?
I think about this. So it's affected this country in a pretty major way. What about other countries that aren't as large as ours? I mean, the UK. I mean, it's a lot smaller country than our country, right? Like, how do you fight against that when it's that prevalent? And
But
somebody said it earlier. They pointed at Brexit, right?
yeah, but I
Those are
don't think
consequences.
yeah, but at least that's where I kept on saying the whole Musk buy in Twitter is and I said it to so spend some time in German space more often recently, and I said oh, we don't even have one prevalent main social media platform over here, but I said imagine the how you say our Green Party? I don't even know how to say that in English. The anyway, it doesn't matter. One party would just buy, a platform and put in, just rule the whole news world. That would never happen in Germany. We do mess up a lot, but that's something I where we are very strict, and that would not happen. And I still can't get over the fact that they in election night, people were thanking Musk, thanks so much for buying us, and he said yes, you are the media now. It's and I said I was so fucking angry that night, and yeah, I don't even know how that's possible. And so I don't think I don't think I mean, we do have our propaganda over here as well, but I don't think it's maybe it's done in different ways, but I don't think it's that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think this is I think that there's people on both sides distancing themselves from Mr. Musk. But having said that, I think it's starting to dawn on him how crazy this has gotten too. Just some of the changes I see on here. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I can't read his mind. Yeah, I see I don't know. I'm not going to say anything publicly. I do see that.
Yeah, then don't say it.
I don't know. I got to be careful here, but I think that the guy is a little goofier than people give him credit for. That he does some goofy things, and it's not as thought out as people may think about him. I don't know. But having said that, I don't. I don't like an entire platform that is designed to bend one way politically. That should never happen in any country, to be honest.
It's just dangerous as fuck. I'm sorry to say it like this, but who on earth are you to be in such a position? And you need to be and certainly not someone who
richest man in the world. That's who he is.
Yeah, and I would just talk nothing all day, because I would be scared of the consequences I have. And if you're not like this, and if you're blah, 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 shooting off your tweets like that, I mean, and it's just you could do so much good. Anyway, yeah.
No, I'm throttled on this platform most of the time. Don't be used to it. I don't care. Don't ever stop speaking your mind, right? Like, and that's why you're not going to get me off here because like you're not going to get me to quit speaking my mind because I try to I'm not always successful, but I really try to be an honest dude and tell the truth about stuff, right? And and I should have the right to say what I want to say. And it is his platform, and if he doesn't want to give me a loud voice and keep my voice down low, at least I'm having to say it. And I've been real fortunate. I've got a really cool bunch of people that make sure that my stuff gets retweeted, no matter how much they throttle me,
Yeah, but
which is
please
gonna
don't
drive
call
them nuts.
please don't call that freedom of speech at the end of the day. That, like, in the beginning, that drove me insane, and I was like talking to, like, one of the big guys
Oh,
from
it's
your
not free.
resistance.
It's not freedom of speech. Yeah, no, it's not freedom of speech, Nina.
There's a hand up there, down there, up there. Sorry, Mayday.
Go ahead, Mayday.
Yeah, just wanted to know if anybody has seen the tweet from basically the ambassador of Iran in Australia's son. He basically tweeted starting tomorrow from the 23rd to the 30th of Azar, which is the calendar in Iran. For 8 days, Jewish Hanukkah celebrations will begin, serving as a pretext for holding satanic and Masonic rituals. The individual, familial, and social harmful effects of this on faith based communities will become apparent. Spiritual defense during these days by acting upon the recitation of specified surahs and supplications, as emphasized by the leader of revolution, has doubled in necessity. So, yeah, not sure if it's worth circulating, but a little bit close to Australia.
Yeah, that's what I actually. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, if you want, like, because I'd have some rather basic questions, because I've been busy the past few hours, like, caught up in completely different topic, just to keep it on this topic, because, like, I feel bad, I mean, we're doing our best here, right? But I feel bad kind of, going off to, just because our host is asleep again. Oh,
This guy.
wait, I need to take a picture. You are host now, and Yehuda's co-host. Would you believe it?
I gotta go here pretty soon because I got to get up early and do stuff.
Well, if you're the host, wait, but why are you the host now and he's co-host? I'll send you the picture. Wait, that's
What?
unreal. Yeah.
It shows me
Wait.
as the host.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. Now it's changed again. But I took the picture. Wait, I put it down here.
Oh my god. That's because the platform feels sorry for me because this guy does it to me all the time. I never do this. Let's get
No, but
Dr.
it's awful,
Furniture
and,
here
like,
so
yeah.
she's probably got some stuff she wants to say about you. This is a good time to say it about. Oh, where'd she go? She left. So, anybody want to come up, say any last things before I go? Because after I leave, nobody can come up here.
Where's
That's
Brian?
yeah.
Where's Brian?
I wanted to tell you, Eugene,
Yes.
Nurse Annie here. I wanted to tell you all that a couple of Ukrainian immigrants was killed in the Sydney terror attack. Alex Kleidman and his wife Larissa.
Oh goodness.
They are immigrated to raise their children, and they were identified among the victims.
Thank you, nurse.
I'm very sorry for them.
Wow.
That's it. I wanted to tell you.
No, thank you. adds to the magnitude of just how.
Hey, can you quickly check your DMs, to Eugene?
Well, there's Brian, and I also
Brian, you're back.
and I learned today that the rabbi here in College Station at Texas A&M, his son was also injured. He went into surgery. He's in serious but stable condition, or critical but stable condition. So this affected people everywhere.
Brian, did you have a good dinner?
I got mic button issues. Yes, white chicken chili by my lovely bride, and we watched Rudolph during it.
Oh, nice.
And then we got the horrible news, so figured, might come back and grieve with you guys. But you guys haven't talked about Rob Reiner.
Oh,
Yes, a little bit.
Yes, we did.
Brian, did you
Yeah.
know it was
aren't
his son?
Well, is that confirmed or is that speculation?
Well, I guess People magazine is the one that's confirming that it was the son.
I mean, unfortunately it makes a horrific, twisted amount of sense because apparently the son was a heroin addict who'd been in and out of rehab 18 times. So I'm not surprised, but I didn't know they confirmed it. Can you imagine? I mean, first of all, being stabbed to death, but second of all, by your kid.
Hey, Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, The American President. The list is the list is endless. He was much better director than he was an actor.
So I was telling everybody I met him at a solar convention.
Oh, no
Solar Power.
kidding.
Yeah, Solar Power International. I don't know what he was doing there. I didn't really talk to him long or anything. I just, hey, it's Rob Reiner. I because of Spinal Tap, man. Like I was in awe of him when I met him.
Yeah, anyone who does not like Spinal Tap, you are my enemy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're just not the only
also,
person.
I knew I forgot the best one, The Princess Bride.
Oh, I forgot about that. He did do that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stand By Me, like that's more. I love that. I like. I think it was. Hey, Brian, by the way,
Hello, how are you?
have we been to dinner yet, Stella?
Um,
Ah, boy.
Say again.
Sorry, I have problems with the mute button as well. I said, have we been to dinner yet? And I asked Stella as well. Do you remember we wanted to all to go for dinner?
No, Brian.
Oh yeah, we got to get that done. As long as Yehuda doesn't come, it'll be great.
He's snoring.
Oh, he's so mean. Hey, I was wondering, should we call him? Like, because, like, do you want to leave it? Like, if Eugene, you want to go, you should be able to go, and like, you should not feel. But I think it's like, should we leave this open? I don't know. This is a difficult one to leave open, right?
I can't stay too much longer. The problem is none of us have the ability to close it.
I just can't
maybe
get.
we can call
I
it.
can. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can kick everybody off stage, and then it just is dead space after that.
You should change the title to The Ghost Ship Floats before you close it.
Oh wait.
Actually,
Well,
if somebody has that theme song, we could play that on a loop after we leave.
Somebody, Eugene, you have it?
No, I can't remember who did it.
Who did it? It was so funny.
No, he didn't make it.
It's not even that easy to play a song, right? Like I've seen people like struggling to, to do that technology wise. Like, so it's unfortunate.
Hey, if anybody could do it, Eugene could. Did Fusilier come back at all, Eugene?
No.
He's probably managing all of his 900 kids plus the grief and everything.
This won't
Bad
let me.
times.
It won't let me change the title.
No, it's
Nope.
no, I can
It
see it.
is.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, did it change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You best start believing in ghost ships, Yehuda. You're in one. That was my bad Captain Barbosa, in case people couldn't tell.
Yehuda Ghost ship is sinking.
Oh, now it just says ghost. Did you change it again?
Oh my gosh. So I didn't know it had changed before because Yehuda.
I don't want to make a Gilligan reference here, but you got a captain and a first mate who might not be up to the task. All I'm saying.
The professor and Marianne.
Exactly. You know, the professor. It's not that useful to try to dissect the logic of a sitcom. Although I found some pretty hilarious things in Rudolph tonight that I have never noticed before. But the professor could make a satellite transmitter out of a coconut, but he couldn't fix a 3-foot hole in a boat.
Because he didn't want
Crazy.
to. Marianne was there. You didn't get that about the whole thing? He kept him there.
Okay,
They
let's
were
take a little quiz. Let's take a quiz.
they
There,
were
there we-
all the professor's prisoner.
he was
didn't.
he was the Epstein of his day.
Oh geez, no, I didn't say that part.
Well, you kind of implied it. Okay. Well, I was gonna take a Marianne versus Ginger quiz, but then I realized that was sexist, so I won't do that.
Hey, Brian,
I'll just
did you
go
see
ahead.
the news that the Rhode Island Brown University shooting suspect has been released? Or is
Oh,
gonna
they got the wrong person again?
Yeah, right. Funny how Trump posted immediately after the shootings, we got him, we got him. They hadn't even arrested this guy yet or detained him, and now they're releasing him. But you won't see an apology from him.
Well, I think it's more than that. I think they had him in custody once yesterday, and then they thought he was the wrong guy. Then they rearrested him, and now I guess they've released him again.
Yeah, but I want an apology from Trump, who posted, "We got him, we got him," right after
Well,
it happened.
well,
After Trump
this
was
is why in all these things you always hear me say keep your powder dry because you don't know until you know. And the judicial system sometimes makes mistakes, and it's a pretty bad idea to go out and start bragging about stuff until well, it's a bad idea to brag about stuff anyway in the criminal justice system, but certainly not before you actually have the right person.
agreed. But because it was Donald Trump doing it, I'm even more gonna make fun of him because
And I mean,
I just
like,
am.
you guys, like, I mean, look at me, like, right? I'm a very regular, German citizen, and and it's just one of those moments when I'm like, this is so goddamn simple, that you would have the little, respect and like common sense to, to know that that's just very normal, very very obvious, and to not see. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't. I'm gonna stop. But you know what I mean, though. It's yeah.
Well, look, this is what happens when you put podcasters in charge of the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that was a bad idea. Like podcaster, like first of all, podcasting equipment should be outlawed. If you're a white dude and you walk into an electronics store, there should be a law you are not allowed to get podcasting equipment. That should
oh
be
no. This is where we might have to part company, my
yes,
friend,
sir.
because
Yes,
I
sir.
in fact am a white male podcast host.
I know. We'll have to sacrifice some things here, but it's
Fuck
just the
that.
way it's gonna go.
Although I will tell you that my extremely woke daughters believe that I shouldn't be allowed to have a podcast because I am white and have a penis and I'm straight.
Say
They're
what?
right. I mean, it's true. Yeah, no, that's the daughters know everything. No, you keep doing your
But
podcast.
I'll
So
say
I'm
this though,
gonna
you
say
do.
this real quick, just to plug Brian here real quick. Brian has a history podcast where they have drinks about that have to do with the history of that time period. And it is amazing. Fusilier, I listened to the one with Fusilier. You guys did a bang up job. I mean, like that was just. I felt like I was sitting in the library with a scotch.
Oh, see,
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. No, it's a lot of fun, and because we usually tell 2 to 3 stories whilst drinking what our characters would have been drinking, it gets pretty spicy towards the end.
oh my goodness, that's awesome.
That would
They're
be the
really
Hidden
good. I
History
recommend
Happy
them to
Hour.
everyone. Everybody
Oh,
should listen
thanks you.
to them.
Thank you. 82 episodes, I believe, so far.
Hey, Stella, should we do that together and drink as well? Do a podcast? Oh my god.
I would love to. Let's do it next time.
H4 listening party. I love it.
So,
I think the next one's dropping on Wednesday. By the way, thank you for the plug, everybody.
hey, it's actually worth it. There's not a lot, with podcasting that I'll actually sit and listen to. If you're gonna just yell at me about politics, I'm for sure not listening to you. But
Hey,
that ability to learn and have conversations of real interactions about that, like, it really brought it alive for me, Brian. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. And for those of you who are interested, my co-host is a Tory politician who last year ran unsuccessfully, like all Tories in the UK. But he ran for Margaret Thatcher's old seat in Parliament, and that seat is the most Jewish seat in the United Kingdom. And the reason it was available for him to run is that the guy who had it before him for like 6 terms, who was Jewish, which Alex is not, got firebombed on his house and he had to retire and move out. And so Alex ran to the danger and ran for the seat, even though he's not Jewish. And he lost, like most all Tories, but pretty noble effort.
hey, do you guys see that Brand East has his hand up? Because like most of the time, no one even sees hands. So, Eugene.
Yeah, I say Brian.
That was mean. Okay.
No, you blew it because I was trying to ignore him. Now I got a call on him.
I'm so
No, I'm
sorry. We
just
need
kidding,
to
Brian.
think
Go
of
ahead. Go ahead, Brian.
No, it's all good because I actually came out to bring up the release of that person of interest. So that was spoiled, but like it's interesting, right? Because uh, what clues do they have in terms of where this person may be? Like, I guess they'll get them eventually, but
Well, that's the horror of it, Brand, is that while they've been thinking they had the person, the real person has had what, 28, 30 hours to escape. But it's just, I mean, it's not political or partisan. The first rule of law enforcement is do justice. The second rule of law enforcement is shut the fuck up. This is why you don't, this is one of the many reasons you don't talk in public about cases. And this was, I well, I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but I know Jim Comey personally. I knew him from the early Bush administration. And he was a pretty good deputy attorney general, and then he became FBI director, and he just decided it was his moral responsibility to tell the whole country about the investigations he was running. And that is, it's the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do as a prosecutor. The government is supposed to speak only through the stuff that they file in court and that they can prove. And for everything else, shut up. And this is one of the many reasons why.
do you think that they didn't show up enough in this case? Like, I don't disagree with you, but I'm just curious your thoughts on this one because like they arrest a person of interest and then they release them. I feel like at the beginning of a case like this where they don't have much evidence or
Oh,
much of a
well,
case.
so that's a great
Yeah.
question, Brent. So if you need the public to help you solve the case,
Yep.
then it's perfectly good police work to release videos or to give a description. Or if you want to reassure people that the community is safe, I have no problem with announcing that a suspect has been arrested. But to go out and brag about how this is definitely the person and then less than 24 hours later have it not be the person, or worse yet, it actually is the person, but they released him mistakenly. It's just bad law enforcement. it's bad policy, and I think in this case it's bad politics.
And
Did they
bad
break?
presidenting. You don't do presidenting by Twitter.
Well, the president of the United States is not supposed to have a role in investigating local criminal cases and talking about them. And that was I mean, it's not in the Constitution. They can say whatever they want, but it's been bipartisan for 250 years that you just shut the fuck up.
But
Do you think the local enforcement did not shut the fuck up versus the president in this case? Or I'm just curious. Sorry.
Well, it depends on what they said, and I didn't track it that closely. But if the local FBI field officer, the local U.S. attorney, probably the reason they called him a person of interest is because they weren't sure it was the perpetrator. And that's fine. I don't think they should be naming people that have not been charged with anything. But if they think that it'll calm down the community or help solve the case, I think giving out a little bit of information is fine. But then to jump like 9 levels of government and just announce it, on a social media site, again, not illegal, not unconstitutional, just stupid.
but can I just like say one more thing? And this is gonna sound very bad. Like that there was a time last year or when I said something like, how is it possible? That's and I'm it's very 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 daring to say that, or very arrogant, or very whatever. But I did have feelings like, how on earth is it possible that someone like me, a woman in Germany, random blah, I feel more intelligent than the than the president of blah blah. I'm not gonna. I feel really awful. Even like thinking that or saying that, but because it's outrageous. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, he's done 5
Mm.
intelligence tests now, and the apple and the orange and the banana, he got them all correct. He did.
May I interrupt you
He
for a minute?
got 1,000% or something.
People magazine is now reporting that Rob Reiner and his wife were killed by their own son, Nico.
Yeah, that's what the suspicion has been, and now they're actually reporting it. I mean, it's it, the only thing. Well, fuck, I don't know. As a parent of 2 kids,
Yeah.
I always think the worst possible thing that could happen to you is to have to bury one of your kids. But to be murdered by one of them, that might be worse. I'm not sure. It's horrific.
Yeah, yeah.
It's horrible.
But see, this is what